But for these guys, having a mitt in front of them and putting a glove on it, that's a really good thing for them, because being able to see something and touch it is a tougher task with that disease than it is for us that don't have it.
Sure. So is this program an ongoing program, or is it like a 6-week, 12-week thing like that, or is it
it's ongoing?
Okay.
Ongoing, and the classes, it's not as though it increases in intensity as you're going along, but you can go from, let's say you're a 3 and you use a walker. Maybe in a month's time you're walking, you're moving on your own, and you can be upgraded to a 2. So you could attend the classes that have a little bit more movement to them. So you can progress and you can go up and down on that scale. And one of the big things that they stress at the training is giving people a really honest rating.
Okay, sure.
It doesn't do them any good if you're a 3 and I call you a 2 and all of a sudden you're really struggling with those classes. I'm not doing you any good. So we have to be really honest, and that's a big thing with the program. It's very psychological as much as it is physical, is being really honest. When people with the disease, I went to Indianapolis over the summer and saw a couple days of the training, and just seeing the interaction of the boxers together. I mean, you would not have thought you were at a Parkinson's support group.
Sure.
I thought I was at a boxing gym, just like any other boxing gym. And these guys weren't Parkinson's patients when they were in there. They were boxers, encouraging each other, ribbing each other. A lot of comedy involved. They joke about the disease, and the reason is they feel comfortable around each other enough to really dive at some of the issues that they might be feeling at home that they don't feel comfortable.
Sure.
One thing I learned there is a lot of people hide the disease. They might be diagnosed at 40, 45 years old, and they hide the disease. They don't want coworkers or friends or family members to know.
Right.
They're depressed or they're embarrassed or whatever emotion they might be going through, and so people will stall on trying to do something about it. And that's the exact reason Brandon and I are bringing this to Topeka. Is there's nothing in Topeka until now for people in our area or within about 40-mile radius to do something about it. They've either got to sit at home and think about it, and that doesn't help, or they've got to go, an hour away, and driving and things like that, like I said earlier, are not the easiest things for those guys to do. So that's the point of what we're trying to do, is bring that group here in Topeka and give people here in Topeka and surrounding areas an opportunity to interact with people just like themselves.
Sure. So what I'm hearing is you're saying that based on what level you are, there's a specific criteria of work that they're going to do. Like it's not like an open boxing gym where you go in there and then a trainer starts slamming a medicine ball against your abs, right? Like there's a set criteria of workout for each level. Yeah.
Sure. What the actual class is structured like is very much like a circuit training.
Okay.
You'll have 3 or 4 different groupings. Within each grouping, there might be 3 or 4 different exercises, and everything is based on time and not reps.
Cool.
So instead of me saying, "Hey, hit this 20 times," that's going to be a lot to think about. You're trying to count. You're trying to, So really, what it is very boxing-like. 30-second round, you'll hear a bell ring, or I'll tell them to switch. Next exercise, next exercise. So they're moving almost constantly for about an hour.
Cool.
But they'll get anywhere from 12 to 15 different types of exercises, and you're asked to just put your max effort into it. They're designed. You don't have to worry about what you're doing. Just trying to do it the best that you can.
Sure. And this program is specifically for Parkinson's patients.
Just for Parkinson's patients. I have a couple clients that have some other neurological disorders or diseases, and I went to Indianapolis thinking like this will really help some of my other clients and would be good for them, and they really stressed that for an example like MS and Parkinson's are very similar, they're related, they're not the same thing. So if I was to invite somebody that has MS into class and have them go through, their body long term is going to be affected completely different than the ones with Parkinson's. So although it seems like a good idea and give it a shot and see how it is because it works for them, your body would be wrecked for 2-3 weeks, as opposed to Parkinson's guys would be ready to go another day or two.
Gotcha.
So it affects you differently, and it's really designed specifically just for Parkinson's disease and what they do know about that.
Okay. The equipment, do people need to have their own wraps and gloves and things?
Wraps and gloves, we'll have some extras here, but it's kind of like if you're a golfer having your own clubs. It's something where it's something where I would almost guarantee you're going to do a little bit of this stuff on your own.
Yeah.
People tend to get into it, they see the results, and they get real fired up. So they like to add in some other things, and the boxing is directly beneficial. So it might be something that you want for your own usage anyway, but it's definitely something that you'd want to grab to have in here.
Well, and I now that I think about it, when things get sweaty, they're a little personal. You don't want to wear somebody else's boxing glove when it smells like, a set of shoulder pads in football after they've been sitting in a locker for 3 weeks.
Yeah, so we'll have some options here in case you left them at home and need some. But for the most part, one of the great things about our affiliation with Rocksteady is we can order gloves and equipment for you and get you a lot better deal than you're going to get at the store. So we have a line with it's Everlast, and I think it's Title Boxing. Both of those provide
good brands.
Equipment that you can purchase for a discounted rate, and you can just do that through us and let us know what you need, and we can place an order for you.
And so this is a national, like an accredited, I don't want to compare it to like Zumba or cardio kickboxing, but it's an actual thing. This isn't just some whim. It's not like a trend. I mean, it's an actual.
Sure. It kind of started as just kind of random.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was Christy Fulmer is the boxer's name. She helped Scott Newman as the guy that started it, the two of those, and they're still the top two. But Scott was a prosecutor in Indianapolis, 40 years old, got diagnosed, and kind of dove into depression and was looking for anything to feel better. His body was breaking down. He's 40, early 40s, and professional guy with money, has everything he needs, but his body's breaking down on him. So he had a buddy that happened to be a boxer and took him to a boxing gym to train him. And Christy saw what they were doing and kind of elected to help and offer to show him some more boxing. And it started as just trying to get him to feel better.
Sure.
And after a month or so of that, he started realizing how much better he felt physically. And then, long story short, that's turned into their own facility.
Nice.
They've got over 275 members, I think, just in Indianapolis. And now, with us joining, I think there's over 500 affiliates now.
So they're accrediting people all over the.
And I would say, like when I went to training in Indianapolis, that gives us the opportunity to do it here. I was one of 50 trainers there, and they've run those programs, I think maybe 8 of those over the summer. So every couple weeks they've added a new affiliate here and there. There's international affiliates. It's all over the place. Wow. And it's been on 60 Minutes in the last couple years. It's been on some news agencies and in papers, but it's just kind of on the forefront of people. I bet you if you're listening to this right now, in a year or two, you'll know what Rocksteady Boxing is. So it's real close to being known by everybody, but it's still kind of unknown.
So as far as it pertains to here at Pinnacle, do you have dates and times yet?
We initially are scheduling our first group of classes. We're going to do a 3 and 4 group at 12:30 on Fridays, starting in November. Okay. I believe it's the November 3rd. And then following that at 2 o'clock, we'll do the 1s and 2s. So right now, we're just trying to get the word out, let everybody know that we're going to be available. Like I mentioned, the process. It's important to get the assessment so we can put you in the proper class, and so we have to get that done before we can have you in the training classes. So that's our main thing, is trying to get everybody assessed, placed, and then we can base some times and other additional classes on top of what we know we have coming in.
Okay. So that's 14 days from today. So 2 weeks, exactly. So 2 weeks, November 3rd. Is the new class, and that's Rocksteady?
Rocksteady Boxing.
Rocksteady Boxing. Anything you want to add? We cover everything?
You guys did a good job.
Appreciate it.
Anything else? Just take over from me.
No, I would just encourage people, have an open mind. I know a lot of, when I've mentioned this to people, the first thought is some people back here, back street brawling each other while I watch. That's definitely not what this is about.
Sure.
This is something, and to be completely honest, when I went to Indianapolis, my father-in-law has Parkinson's, so that's kind of, I guess I didn't mention that
Sure.
part, but my father-in-law has Parkinson's, so I went there with the idea of helping him.
Right.
He has to be driven to Kansas City once a week. That's the only option for him to go to class, and he really enjoys the group, and if he misses it, it really hurts for him not to go see
Right.
his buddies over there and to get after the boxing. So the original idea was me to go get trained so I can help him in an additional day here.
Sure.
But when I was there, just seeing what it did to people, how happy they were. They played a couple videos for us that, since they were the originators, they have some video of the first couple weeks.
Right.
And how these guys felt and what they were able to do. And then flash forward, 5 years, 6 years with some of these guys, and you're just blown away at what they're able to do. And so, while I was there, I kind of decided, I think this is something that I really want to bring back with me, because I know we don't have it.
Sure.
I know there's people around here that could really benefit from it, and in line with what Brandon does here at Pinnacle and his mindset of, we're here to help people.
Yeah.
We're not here just to try to cram as many people and make as much as we can. We're here to really help people and provide what they're looking for. So I just thought it fit perfect with what we're trying to do here in our community. So I would just encourage people to take a look. Rocksteadyboxing.org is the national website. You can check our information at topeka.rsbaffiliate.com, or you can email us topeka@rsbaffiliate.com. And that's how you can reach us. So if you're interested in more information, I'll be going, a couple weeks, I'll be going to the Parkinson's support group here locally, and just kind of presenting for about 15 minutes to those guys.
Nice.
But really just spreading the information. If you know somebody, if one of your friends or loved ones or yourself, if you're listening to this and it could help you, please share that information, because this is something that, it's so new that people don't know to tell people to do this.
Right.
But the effects of it are so great that there's not a better option for them.
Right on. Sounds awesome. Are you gonna be having any open houses or any public demonstrations or anything?
I think eventually we'll probably schedule something like that. Kind of see how this first couple weeks or month
Sure.
goes. But we'll definitely, we've kind of gone back and forth on, do we start it and then invite people in to see it, or do we invite people and kind of describe? So
Sure.
I think we'll probably let it start and then hopefully invite some people that might want to see what it looks like, or we can provide more video and
Awesome.
and show people what it really is.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you stopping by. You're doing great things out there across the hall.
Appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate it.
But Rock City Boxing, everybody, November 3rd, 14 days from today. Brandon, do you have anything to close on?
No, I think we're good, unless you guys have anything else. It's our longest episode ever.
This is our
so-
longest episode, 43 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I got. So we'll catch you guys next time. Later.